When it comes to small indie games, a very popular platform to be designing games on as of right now is Roblox, which isn't very surprising. I mean, like, come on, this was made in like 2007. If it wasn't popular at least some point in history, pack your bags, bro. I'm joking. However, this there's a lot of talented and very well-made games on here I would like to talk about at a later date, but as of right now, I would like to be talking about this small indie game called Outcome Memories. Now, before I get started, I would like to say this is a alternative version of playing Sonic the Disaster or something, or no, this was made in memorial of Sonic the Disaster. I don't know. I did play Sonic the Disaster when it was still like not copyrighted by not copyrighted in general, but I think it was pretty cool, and this game takes that, and I hope takes it to another step, because this game itself looks pretty cool. In this video, I will be talking about all the characters in 0.1, as of I do not know what will be coming in 0.2, because I'm not spoiling it for myself. Leave me alone. Anyways, although I have seen some future coming EXEs, and those look pretty cool. But without further ado, I'm going to tell you what the game is actually about first.
I'm 6'1", stand on my money, now I'm 6'1".
So pretty much Outcome Memories is like if Sonic.exe and Sonic was in Dead by Daylight, except you didn't have to do skill checks or whatever they're called, I don't remember. And you just have to wait out a timer before a giant ring opens, and you just go through that and you win. However, most characters have their own skills check, and almost every character has a way of attacking the EXE. But before I talk about any of the survivor characters, I would like to talk about the main character, 2011X. As of now, in the 0.1 update, there's only one killer.
I am unruly in the stands. I am a rock on top of the sand. I am a fist amidst the hands. I break it.
Huge disclaimer, this character is not the original creepypasta character. This is the reimagining by Joe Doughboy, which is now the official character due to an official rights accusation movement thingy I don't want to get into right now. If you want to figure out, search it up on Google or something. Now, the original creepypasta does go as so. This guy gets a disc from his friend and saying not to play it or something. This is a very cliched creepypasta from 2011, by the way. And he was, this kid, this dumb decides to play it anyways, and he watches Tails, Knuckles, and someone's goat that we'll explore into later die in front of him, and that's pretty cool, I think. No, it's not. And then he dies too because of a marketable Sonic plushie with red eyes or something. Now that's a pretty dumb concept, and honestly it is a dumb concept, I will not lie. However, the community has taken this to a far new length, such as Joe Doughboy's reimagining, which makes it a lot more better. But yeah, that's the original creepypasta, and I hope I never have to explain that again, because I don't want to end up like Toadbub. So, let's get into his moveset. So, for his first ability, it's called invisibility. He just goes invisible or something. I'm just giving you the best I know. I'm not checking the Discord for anything. If you look at survivors, they get numbered or something. I don't know what happens when you uninvisible and that happens. I don't know. His second ability is a charge, where he will charge forward. Not really charge. He will fly in the air, and he'll grab and strangle someone. Side note, I would like to mention this. This is really funny. I don't know if I have a clip of it, but if he gets Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic specifically, he will start curb stomping him. I just think that's so funny, because that's just really funny to me. And then his third ability is God's Trickery. I don't know how it chooses someone. Sometimes I'll be right next to someone and I'll use it, and then I'll get sent 50 miles across the map or something to another person. But pretty much what it does is that it makes Sonic go transparent before teleporting behind somebody and slapping them across the face. I'm pretty sure when he does this, it inverts the survivor's controls, and that's not really cool. And lastly, his fourth and final move, it's called the Rage Mode. After you hit enough people, or I think it's if you, like, get hit enough. I'm not sure how it activates. I think it's both, actually, or overtime. You can use this, and you'll go, like, Super Saiyan or something, and the coolest thing ever happens, and I don't see nearly enough people talking about this. Bro pulls up a timer on the bottom, freezing the timer for the ring to open, just so he can go Super Saiyan and kill everybody. He is meant to two-shot everybody with his, like, M1s or whatever you want to call them, in his rage mode. That's what makes 2011X such a big threat, except he got nerfed or something, so it kind of sucks. But it's fine. I'm pretty sure 0.2, whenever that comes out, it'll bring a bunch of new patches and fix 2011X. Yeah. With all the killers out of the way, I know, such a lot. I would like to talk about the survivors now. Starting off with the little fox that can't help but die in every single Sonic game. Sonic.exe game. I keep saying Sonic game, and now I feel bad.
All your important up to this point is garbage and no one will remember you. But I can change that. You turn your nose up at me. You think you're too good for this. It's all about you, and every time I laugh, it's for you too. So do your little dance around my room. I know I'm gonna join you soon.
Tails. So, if you haven't ever played a Sonic.exe game before, I'd give you a pat on the back and tell you that's really cool. But, if you haven't played a Sonic.exe game, you wouldn't know this poor suffrage this little fox gets out of almost everything. But yeah. Tails serves as like a sniper character, if you know what that could possibly mean, because I sure don't. Tails has 2 abilities as of right now in 0.1 update of Sonic Outcome Memories. I have heard that they're going to give every character 3 abilities, and Tails is one of, if not the most complicated characters to play, because I searched up a tutorial online. There's something about, like, boosting Metal Sonic, fly away, don't die. That's pretty obvious, though. So yeah, Tails has 2 abilities. One giving him a glide effect, where he can just, like, glide around the map. It's pretty simple. If you've played a Sonic game, that's pretty straightforward. And he also has a, like, arm cannon thing. After a few seconds, you'll be able to use it, and once you do, it has a wind-up of, like, 3 seconds, I think, before letting out a massive beam, that stuns the EXE for, I think, the longest amount of time in the game, actually. And that's why he's supposed to be, like, really far, because this beam it goes really far, and this beam is pretty juicy. However, you do not want to get caught in the wind-up of this, because the wind-up is really long, leaving you to get hit, like, 3 times before you could actually use it, though. So, what did I say about Metal Sonic earlier? Oh, yeah. So, we'll get to Metal Sonic later, actually, because, honestly, it's more of a Metal Sonic thing than a Tails thing. So, yeah. That's kind of all of Tails, actually. The survivors should be pretty quick, though. Now, let's talk about the Blue Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog.
War and glory, reinvention, fusion, freedom, her attention, out in daylight, my potential, bold, precise, experimental. Who am I now in this world without her? Petty and dull with the nerve to doubt her. What does it matter? It's already done. Now I've got to be there for her son.
Sonic the Hedgehog, the character that I cannot play because every round he immediately gets insta-locked. Okay, so Sonic has a little bit of a quirk. Every character has a passive, I think. I just don't know most of the characters' passives. I do know Sonic's passive is that he actually has a stamina bar, which serves as an extra health or something. It's pretty much just 50 extra health. Except it can actually be regenerated based on drop dash. So drop dash, you jump into the air and take form of a ball, as Sonic tends to do, before charging in the way you're looking. Now, if you hit the EXE, you will bounce off the EXE and continue rolling. If you bounce into the EXE 3 times, they'll get stunned for a longer period of time. However, you will also gain extra stamina for this, so it does have your best interest to do it. Sonic's second ability, Peel Out, will have him charge in place for a few seconds before mad dashing in the direction you are facing. You can pick up teammates while in this phase, and it's kind of made for that. It's intended for you to pick up teammates and save them and get them far away from the EXE. This is most important with Tails and Cream because they're both small, vigilant, and easy to die quicker. I guess you could say that. And yeah, that's kind of all for Sonic. Like I said, these survivors won't have a very long-lasting talk session. Why was that so hard for me to say? But now let's move on to a different character, and let's just say this one, I think you could say he's
rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles.
Knuckles, by far my favorite character to play in this game. Knuckles has a punch and a counter being if the EXE punches or hits Knuckles in any sort of way. He'll just counter and stun the EXE instead. And his punch just being a basic, you throw yourself at the EXE, and if it hits the EXE, you kind of stun him. Both abilities that I find very fun to play with and very fun to do in casuals. His passive is that he can attach to walls, and if you jump off of the walls, you will glide it for a short period of time until you hit the ground, and then it just stops working. I don't think there's a cooldown on it, so you could just infinitely attach to walls and jump off. This does make you very, very easy bait for 2011X's charge, though. And with that, Knuckles is finished. Moving on to the next character I will be talking about, being Amy. So with Amy, you'll actually have 3 abilities, which isn't very common for most of these characters. Although I don't believe she has a passive. If she does, I could be wrong. I don't know. Her first ability is Hammer, where she will swing her hammer at the EXE, and her second ability is Hammer Throw, where she just throws her hammer. Pretty basic stuff, I guess. Especially if you've played Sonic.exe The Disaster. Yeah, pretty much the same moveset. Except she has these things called cards, which I'm pretty sure is lore efficient. I think she's like a Psyche Reader, maybe. I think in either the IDW version universe or just the mainline Sonic game universe. I really don't remember. Anyways, each card does something different and affects her stats, and like some give her perks and stuff. Like Tails is passive healing card, and Sonic's world thing where you can just see everybody on the map. That's pretty much all for Amy. Yeah. So, let's talk about the guy with a master plan. Eggman, the guy with the master plan. Eggman's passive gives him a double jump, and I don't think he has a jump cooldown either. And his first ability is an energy shield, which is a basic counter pretty much, except it's unlike Knuckles, it's less obvious, kind of, due to its transparency. And his second ability is Sonic's Peel Out, except all for himself. He can't pick up anybody. That's pretty much all for Eggman. Now that we've talked about Eggman, I think it's time we talk about his son. I don't know if Metal Sonic has a passive or not, so I'm just going to skip that. Metal Sonic being Eggman's creation, first being introduced in Sonic CD back in, I don't know how long ago that was. His first ability is Destructive Charge. He will charge wherever he's looking, and if the EXE is caught in that direction, he will get shoved with him, I guess. If you hit a wall, you will deal massive damage to yourself, but also stun the EXE for a while. Your second ability is your main thing that keeps you alive, being self-repair. Using self-repair heals you for a little bit until you reach like 110 health or something, and then you'll stop. However, if there's a Tails or an Eggman in your area, your like peripheral, like in your bubble or whatever, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. You will heal slightly faster and heal more per second, which makes everything so much more better. Eggman mains and Tails mains all around the world, please do this. This helps a lot. Now let's talk about the one and only support character in this game, Cream. Cream the Rabbit. The only support character in this game. So her passive ability is that she can glide like Tails, except it is an ability. She just has to like jump from a high enough point and doing it. I don't know why Tails has to have the glide be an entire ability, but I don't know. I'm not a super smart game dev, so I can't really critique it. Cream has two abilities. Yep. Her first ability is Heal, where her and her Chow will cast a healing thing, and it'll like heal everybody in the area. And if she's doing it, she's using the heal when there's nobody there, she'll heal about 5 or 10 health. Another cool quirk about Cream is that if she takes enough damage, instead of her dying, her Chow dies, and then she dies. Yeah, her Chow gives like extra health and stuff, so once that's dead, it's like barely good, but who cares. Her second ability is Kick. She will move a little bit forward if the EXE is caught in it. I don't know if it actually stuns or not, maybe like a very small amount of stun, but it'll also like knock the EXE a little bit back. I've seen clips of Cream knocking the EXE off at the highest point and not perfect, so that's pretty funny. And yeah, that's pretty much all of... So yeah, that's all of Outcome Memory is as of now. Now, you may be wondering, where can I play this? It's already on. I already told you it's on Roblox. No, this is not a substitute for any other Outcome Memories content, nor did I give you barely enough description to actually sit down and play the game. But I feel like that's just the perfect way to know. You know what every character does now, I think. And yeah, I tried switching up my normal video style, and if you like this new style of video content, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, cool. If not, then just don't do any of it. I'll probably like switch back to random goofiness of corny stuff, and yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a good day.